Hello and welcome. My name is TyrionLanstr. Guys, I wanted to take a second today to look at the Season of Blossoms event. So if we go over to it, as you can see, we're on day 3 right now. And I think that a lot of people are familiar with this event. We've seen it a lot before, but I wanted to take a second to talk about all the different aspects of it. So first of all, the first thing we have here is the Flower Carnival. Each day that you sign in, you get a new thing. I'd say probably the best that you get is this 10 Elite General tokens. It's pretty valuable. It's about 20,000 diamond equivalent. It's pretty good. Nothing else too crazy here, though. Let's move right along. The Aromatic Gift. This is just like most of these events that'll have some sort of recharge bonus. If you recharge, you get some prize, and the more you recharge, the better the prizes are that you're going to get. Please note that they do accumulate, so the more of, like when you get more black diamonds, you get all the rewards below it too. So definitely recharging a full 2,000 black diamonds, if you're going to spend all of it, I would definitely recommend it. It's definitely a great way to get a free permanent castle skin. It's a pretty good one, as you can see. It has a owned bonus of lowering the enemy spear attack, as well as giving 5,000 hospital capacity. And if you're a cavalry castle, this is a pretty strong permanent skin for you to use, giving cav attack and defense. I would say at a minimum, if you are even a mild pay-to-play player, I would at the very least recharge the 10 black diamonds just to get the base recharge, where you get a 7-day voucher of that and 1,500 blue diamonds. That just is a lot of value for just 10 black diamonds, and again, you still can spend it on whatever else you want. It's just for simply recharging it, not spending it. But I want to talk lastly about the Fireworks Festival. So I think that people, again, probably have seen this before, and I think that most people think of this as primarily giving the buffs. So if you fire off fireworks in Winterfell, you get a healing buff. If you do them in Casterly Rock, you get a training buff. And if you do them at King's Landing, you get a research buff. And those are great, and I think that people probably know before you do a research, you should quickly shoot off fireworks by King's Landing. If you're about to do a training, do them at Casterly Rock, and then right before you enter like Alliance Conquest or any other event that you might need to heal troops, you should fire them off at Winterfell. But most people will accumulate a lot more fireworks than that, and how do you do that? Well, you accumulate them by gathering sites, attacking rebel leaders, doing alliance helps, weirwood trials, and then mysterious chests. And as you can see, you can get up to 45 a day, and this event lasts for 5 full days. So you can, in theory, get close to 250 of these different fireworks, and you're going to use them a lot more than just for the buffs. And what you can do is that whenever you fire off those fireworks, you also have a chance to get one of these rewards here down at the bottom. So when you fire them off at Winterfell, you get the healing buff, but you also get the potential to get either a compass, a 300 VIP points, 1 refined rough, 1 blue friendship chest, or 2 60-minute speed-ups for healing. If you fire them off at Casterly Rock, you get 2 Marks of the Dragon, 3 deer meat, 1 blue body die, 1 of the advanced skill raffles, and then 1 of the blue experience scrolls. And by the way, just to be very clear, you don't get all of these, you get potentially 1 or more of them. There's no guarantee that you'll get all of them, none of them, 1, 2, it's just kind of random. Those are all of the potential rewards you might get. Okay, now if you do it at King's Landing, you get basically either a regular speed up, training speed up, research speed up, or you might get a 400 motivation or the 8-hour truce. So which of those is best? Well, I think it's very situational. To be fair, definitely, I think arguments can be made that getting those motivation is really valuable. With people doing rebel trains and other such like that, motivation can be a really, really valuable commodity. And if you're in a position where you really need speed ups, then definitely I think this makes a lot of sense. If you need to be grinding and training a lot or doing more research, I think this totally makes sense. That being said, I think in general, I wouldn't go with King's Landing right off the bat unless you really needed one of those things. So, what about Casterly Rock? Maybe is Casterly Rock the best choice? Well, I think that most people can kind of tell, if you already have your dragon maxed, and by dragon I'm assuming most people have both their regular dragon and then the shadow dragon. And if you already have your shadow dragon to level 60, you're just not getting a lot of value out of this. The marks of the true dragon are pretty much not going to be used except for maybe to buy maybe to buy horns, and then similarly maybe to buy the dragon blessings. But in general, I don't think that you're really using them that much. You're definitely not needing any more food. The body dye is just a cosmetic. It doesn't really give you much. The advanced skill raffle is not bad, but I don't think it's really worth that much, and I'll give you a valuation for it. So if I look at how much certain things cost, if I go to the VIP shop, I'm going to kind of use the VIP shop as a guide for how much things really cost. So if I look at the advanced skill tokens, let's go down to that. So these cost 250 diamonds each. Okay, so that's approximately, if we called it a value, that's how much it would be. It's 500 to be fair if you buy them outright, but I don't think anyone ever does that. You would always really use the VIP shop, so let's pretend it's 250. Similarly, we can take a look at the rest of this and kind of use that as a lens for which how to figure out how much things are kind of worth. The 400 motivation, I know that to buy 400 motivation, it's about 475 blue diamonds. If you are in theory buying the 1,000 in the VIP shop, it's obviously a lot cheaper per one motivation basically. So I would probably use that to evaluate it, and you will get a lot more worth of the motivation than you do of the advanced skill raffle. But the speed ups, it's a little bit closer. 2 speed ups is about 120 diamonds, so that's a lot less than the 250 from the skill raffle. But I do think that all of the rest of these things are kind of worthless. Maybe the experience scroll isn't bad, but in general, I think that this is a total no-go. I would probably choose the research, the King's Landing one over Casterly Rock, just because I think these are worth a lot more and always going to be of some utility. So last we have Winterfell. Now this is the one that I think is kind of the most interesting because there's a lot of kind of random stuff in here. We've got compasses, we've got VIP points, refined rough, friendship chests, and then healing speeds. So where I come down on this is that if you call the healing speeds and the rest of the speeds kind of a wash, I think that's fair. But let's look at these other 3 things. So one compass. One compass is approximately 300 blue diamonds to buy outright, or 200 if you were buying them in the largest bulk, which would be buying 1,000 at a time for the 200,000 blue diamonds. So somewhere between 200 and 300 costs. So that's already better value than the speed ups and about in the range of the advanced skill raffle token. VIP points, that's going to always be kind of a direct correlation. So 300 VIP points is 300 diamonds. Definitely a good deal. Refined rough, we don't really ever have a good price of blue diamonds for them, and I would honestly say that one refined rough is probably not that much. I don't think it's making a huge difference. You're probably getting around 400 a day from doing Expedition Beyond, so getting just one more feels like not a whole lot. But I think the reason why I think this one is best is for the friendship chest. Now, it is a blue friendship chest, and that does mean that it gives a little bit less than the purple or the gold, but I do think that this is super valuable for a couple of reasons. First of all, a friendship chest is worth, in my opinion, a lot more than all the rest of these things. If you look in the VIP shop, we can take a look real quick. The purple chests are worth 1,400 blue diamonds. The gold chests are worth 1,500. And I think that those are both kind of like surprisingly priced. The gold does give a lot more than the purple, and the blue gives a lot less than even the purple would. So I would say that it's probably fair if I just halved it and said that it was worth 700 blue diamonds. I think that's probably pretty generous. But even so, 700 blue diamonds is clearly better than anything else we're getting in this. So definitely a really, really good deal on getting friendship chests. And you're always going to need friendship chests. Like, I cannot emphasize this enough. It is going to take so long. Now that you can get your commanders up to level 80, you're never going to not need friendship chests. Like, you will always need them to keep going up. So I do think that that's always going to be valuable, and I think there's never a point where you're not going to want more of them. So on this, I would definitely choose Winterfell as the place to ignite all of my extra fireworks, get those extra friendship chests, get more stuff, get more compasses, whatever, VIP points, all that stuff is great. It's worth a lot, and there really aren't many duds in here. I would say that, there really isn't anything in here that if I got it, I'd be kind of disappointed. All of them are definitely worth something. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is really quickly addressing the Corolla event. Now, I'm not going to get all the way into this event. I think I've discussed it before, and I may do a more in-depth one at some point later. But I just wanted to point out kind of what they've changed in the shop here. So they've basically done away with all buying each individual commander, and they've consolidated it to buying one of these pack of 10s. I don't know that I think this is a great deal per se for us as buyers, just because it used to be that you could buy each of them. So before, I could get, one Enzo, one Marjorie, one Annie, whatever it is that I wanted. I could get 10 of each of them. Now you can only get one of them. Similarly, one of the Jamie or Theon or Layla or Sonara, whatever else you might want here. You can only get one set of those 10 before you could have gotten, one from each of them. So I do think that that's a slight downgrade, and I do think it's kind of interesting that they have all of these priced at 100, even though they even acknowledge that these are the outstanding commanders, then the elite commanders, then the legendary commanders, and there is kind of a difference between each of them. What I think is fascinating is that the one that's kind of more unlimited, that you can buy up to 1,000 times, that just gives one shard, you can see that the outstanding one is now only worth 20, the elite is worth 30, and the extraordinary is worth 50. So you can kind of tell that there's some sense of, okay, they're not all things are created equal. These commanders are better than the elite, which are better than the outstanding. But up here, this is the price that kind of is uniform for all of them. So I think that's my main takeaway from that. It's just that's the biggest change. They've added, as you can see, you can get Cersei, Jon, or Peter Baelish here, which are the 3 Awakened commanders. You can also buy the Awakening material for all of these commanders that are available. Basically, every Awakened commander, to my understanding, is here. I don't think there are any that aren't. I could be wrong, though. I just think it's interesting that they don't include Tyrion here, just in noticing that. Like, they've got Hector, but they don't have the Tyrion ones. So definitely this is a good way to get Hector materials. I will say that just right now. Like, I think that if you're trying to grind Hector, this is a great way to get him, because there really aren't any other ways to guarantee that you're getting him. But that's about it for the changes to the Corolla shop. I will also just add that they made it easier to get more of the dice with one of the new packs, the Fall Trade Fair. I definitely would recommend this to people. Like, that's a great deal. You should definitely make usage of this. The first one was just 50 black diamonds and you got 5 silver dice. And if you think about it, if you use that with the Friday coupon, it goes down to just 20 black diamonds for 5 silver dice, which would be the equivalent to if you went in here and we're going to buy one, it's 20 black diamonds. So definitely don't buy them here. Buy that fall pack. That's a great deal. Definitely a good way to do it. Okay, so that's it for the kind of Season of Blossoms event, Summer Dance, all that fun stuff, the Corolla shop. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I wish you the best of luck moving forward, and I'll see you next time.